up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am here to do my Week 9 college football predictions. Now, with Week 8 in the books, we are now into Week 9 of the college football season. So I am extremely excited to do my Week 9 college football predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record in Week 8 was fantastic. We went 28-14, so we're coming in super hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hoping this video we will continue the winning ways. We're on an 8-week winning streak. Hoping this video we make it 9 weeks in a row. Hopefully. Now, this is the first video of a combined 3-video day on the channel today and this week, guys. So, hope you guys will be able to watch this video and all the fantastic videos we got on deck on the channel on this monster month of October this year. And as always, show your support the channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, this is your first video, boy, pick the good one if you're a huge fan of college football like myself, and you're ready for Week 9 of the college football season. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is just two. Whoop whoop! Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into my Week 9 college football predictions. Let's start off with the games that will happen on Thursday night. Starting off with an ACC rivalry showdown between the Virginia Tech Hokies heading to Raleigh, North Carolina to face the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Now, this is the 51st meeting between Virginia Tech and North Carolina State. Virginia Tech leads the old-time series 28-18-4. Now, the Hokies have won the last 5 meetings over the Wolfpack, dating all the way back to 2005, and the Wolfpack are looking to finally defeat the Hokies for the first time since 2004. Now, both teams are coming off their bye week. Virginia Tech is coming in at 2-5, and NC State's coming in at 5-2. So, coming from me in this ACC rivalry showdown on Thursday night, I am going to go with the North Carolina State Wolfpack to get it done at home and get bowl eligible and defeat the Virginia Tech Hokies. And now the next matchup on Thursday. It is a Sun Belt West rivalry showdown between the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns heading to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to face the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Now, this is the 52nd meeting between Louisiana and Southern Miss. Southern Miss leads the old-time series 39-11-1. Now, the Golden Eagles have won the last 9 meetings over the Ragin' Cajuns dating all the way back to 1994, and the Ragin' Cajuns are looking to finally defeat the Golden Eagles for the first time since 1993. Now, Louisiana is coming off their victory on Saturday over Arkansas State. They're coming in at 4-3, and the Ragin' Cajuns are looking to continue winning ways with a victory on the road. Their side of the Southern Miss Golden Eagles coming off their victory on Saturday over Texas State. They're coming in also at 4-3, and the Golden Eagles are looking to continue winning ways with a victory at home. So, coming from me in the Sun Belt West rivalry showdown on Thursday between these 4-3 squads, I am going to go with the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana to get it done on the road and defeat the Southern Miss Golden Eagles in a close one. And now the next matchup on Thursday night, it is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Utah Utes heading to Pullman, Washington to face the Washington State Cougars. Now, this is the 20th meeting between Utah and Washington State. The series is tied 10-10. Now, the Utes have won the last 3 meetings over the Cougars, and the Cougars are looking to defeat the Utes for the first time since 2018. Now, both teams are coming off their bye week. Utah's coming in at 5-2, and Washington State's coming in at 4-3. So, coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown on Thursday night, I am going to go with the Utah Utes to get it done on the road and get bowl eligible and defeat the Washington State Cougars in a close one. And now the next matchup, which happens on Friday night. It is between the East Carolina Pirates heading to Provo, Utah to face the BYU Cougars. Now, this is only the 3rd meeting between East Carolina and BYU. The series is tied 1-1. Now, the Pirates won the last meeting over the Cougars all the way back in 2017, and the Cougars are looking to defeat the Pirates for the first time since 2015. Now, East Carolina is coming off their big victory over UCF on Saturday, and the Pirates are looking to get it done on the road and become bowl eligible. Their side of the BYU Cougars coming off their loss to Liberty on Saturday. They're coming in at 4-4, and the Cougars are looking to rebound and bounce back in the worst way possible at home. So, coming from me in this matchup on Friday night, I am going to go with the BYU Cougars to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the East Carolina Pirates. And now the Saturday slate, starting off with a Conference USA rivalry showdown between the Charlotte 49ers heading to Houston to face the Rice Owls. Now, this is the 4th meeting between Charlotte and Rice. Rice leads the old-time series 2-1. Now, the 49ers won last year's meeting over the Owls, and the Owls are looking to defeat the 49ers for the first time since 2016. Now, Charlotte is coming off their loss on Saturday to Florida International. They're coming in at a rough 1-7, and the 49ers are looking desperately to rebound and bounce back on the road and get their second victory of the season. Their side of the Rice Owls coming off their big victory on Saturday in overtime, defeating La Tech. The Owls are coming in at 4-3, and they are looking to continue winning ways with a victory at home. So, coming from me in this Conference USA rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Rice Owls to get it done at home and defeat the Charlotte 49ers. And now next matchup, it is a MAC West rivalry showdown between the Toledo Rockets heading to Michigan to face the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Now this is the 50th meeting between Toledo and Eastern Michigan. Toledo leads the old-time series 36-13. Now the Eagles won last year's meeting over the Rockets, and the Rockets are looking to defeat the Eagles for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8 in the MAC Conference, Toledo's coming in after losing to Buffalo on Saturday, and Eastern Michigan's coming off their victory over Ball State on Saturday. So coming from me in this MAC West rivalry showdown between these two 5-3 squads looking to get bowl eligible, I am going to go with the Toledo Rockets to get it done on the road and get bowl eligible with a victory and defeat the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And now next matchup, it is an independent rivalry showdown between the New Mexico State Aggies heading to Amherst, Massachusetts to face the Minutemen of UMass. Now this is only the second meeting between New Mexico State and UMass. The Aggies won last year's meeting over the Minutemen, so this is the much anticipated rematch. Now New Mexico State's coming off, their game against San Jose State was postponed because of a death on San Jose State University grounds, so they are coming in at 2-5, but the Aggies are looking to get a victory on the road. Their side, you have the Minutemen of UMass coming off their bye week. They're coming in at a rough 1-6, and the Minutemen are looking to get back on the winning track and get their second victory of the season at home. So coming from me in this independent rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the New Mexico State Aggies to get it done on the road and defeat the Minutemen of UMass. And now next matchup, it is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the Temple Owls heading to Annapolis to face the Midshipmen of Navy. Now this is the 17th meeting between Temple and Navy. The series is tied, folks, 8-8. Now the Midshipmen have won the last 2 meetings over the Owls back in 2020 and last year, and the Owls are looking to defeat the Midshipmen for the first time since 2018. Now Temple's coming off their loss on Friday night to Tulsa. They're coming in at 2-5, and E.J. Warner and the Owls are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is idea of the Midshipmen of Navy coming off their loss on Saturday to the Houston Cougars, and the Midshipmen are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between these two 2-5 squads, I am going to go with E.J. Warner, son of Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, and the Temple Owls to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Midshipmen of Navy. And now next matchup, it is another American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the South Florida Bulls heading to Houston, Texas to face the Houston Cougars. Now this is the 9th meeting between USF and Houston. Houston leads the old-time series 8-2. Now the Cougars have won the last 6 meetings over the Bulls dating all the way back to 2013, and the Bulls are looking to finally defeat the Cougars for the first time since 2002. Now USF is coming off their bye this week. They're coming in at a rough 1-6, and the Bulls are looking to come off a bye with their second victory of the season on the road. There is idea of the Houston Cougars coming off their victory on Saturday over Navy, and Clayton Tune and the Cougars are looking to continue winning ways and get it done here at home. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Clayton Tune and the Houston Cougars to get it done at home and defeat the South Florida Bulls. And now next matchup, it is a Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights heading to Minneapolis, Minnesota to face the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now this is only the 3rd meeting between Rutgers and Minnesota. The Golden Gophers have won the last 2 meetings over the Scarlet Knights dating all the way back to 2016. Now Rutgers is coming off their big victory on Saturday over Indiana. They're coming in at 4-3, and the Scarlet Knights are looking to continue winning ways with a victory on the road. There is idea of the Minnesota Golden Gophers coming off their loss on Saturday on the road, losing to Penn State, and P.J. Fleck and the Golden Gophers are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this Big Ten rivalry showdown between these two 4-3 squads, I am going to go with P.J. Fleck and the Minnesota Golden Gophers to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in a close shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Sun Belt East rivalry showdown between the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers heading to Huntington, West Virginia to face the Thundering Herd of Marshall. Now Coastal Carolina is coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 6-1, and the Chanticleers are looking to come off a bye with a victory on the road. They're excited of the Thundering Herd of Marshall coming off their big victory over James Madison, giving James Madison their second loss of the season. Marshall is coming in at 4-3, and the Thundering Herd are looking to get it done here on the road. So coming from me in the Sun Belt East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers to get it done on the road and defeat the Thundering Herd of Marshall. And now next matchup between the winless Colonials of Robert Morris heading to Boone, North Carolina to face the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Now Robert Morris is coming off their seventh loss of the season, losing to North Carolina A&T on Saturday, and the Colonials are looking to get their first victory of the season on the road here. There's idea of the Appalachian State Mountaineers coming off their victory over Georgia State on Wednesday, and the Mountaineers are looking to continue winning ways and get it done at home. So coming from me in this matchup, will Robert Morris get their first victory of the season here? I don't think so. I am going to go with the Mountaineers of Appalachian State to get it done at home and defeat the winless Robert Morris Colonials. And now next matchup, it is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Arizona State Sun Devils heading to Boulder, Colorado to face the Colorado Buffaloes. Now this is the 13th meeting between Arizona State and Colorado. Arizona State leads the old-time series 9-4. Now the Sun Devils won last year's meeting over the Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes are looking to defeat the Sun Devils for the first time since 2019. Now Arizona State's coming off their loss on Saturday night, losing to Stanford. They're coming in at 2-5, and the Sun Devils are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is idea of the Colorado Buffaloes coming off their loss on Saturday night to Oregon State, and JT Stroud and the Buffaloes are looking desperately to rebound and bounce back at home and get their second victory of the season. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Arizona State Sun Devils to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Colorado Buffaloes in a close one. And now next matchup, it is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Baylor Bears heading to Lubbock, Texas to face the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now this is the 81st meeting between Baylor and Texas Tech. Baylor leads the old-time series 40-39-1. Now the Bears won last year's meeting over the Texas Tech Red Raiders with the score of 27-24, and the Red Raiders are looking to defeat the Bears for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming out very good Week 8 in the Big 12 Conference. They're both coming in at 4-3, and both teams are looking to continue winning ways. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown between these two 4-3 squads, I am going to go with the Baylor Bears to get it done on the road and defeat the Texas Tech Red Raiders in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is an American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between the SMU Mustangs heading to Tulsa, Oklahoma to face the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Now this is the 29th meeting between SMU and Tulsa. SMU leads the old-time series 15-13. Now the Golden Hurricanes have won the last 2 meetings over the Mustangs, and the Mustangs are looking to defeat the Golden Hurricanes for the first time since 2019. Now SMU is coming off their heartbreaking loss in Cincinnati on Saturday. They're coming in at 3-4, and Tanner Mordecai and the Mustangs are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. There is idea of the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes coming off their loss on Friday night to Temple. They are also coming in at 3-4, and the Golden Hurricanes are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown between these two 3-4 squads, I am going to go with Tanner Mordecai and the SMU Mustangs to rebound and bounce back on the road and get back to 500 and defeat the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa. And now next matchup, it is a Mountain West Conference West rivalry showdown between the Nevada Wolfpack heading to San Jose, California to face the San Jose State Spartans. Now this is the 36th meeting between Nevada and San Jose State. Nevada leads the old-time series 23-10-2. Now the Wolfpack won last year's meeting over the Spartans with the score of 27-24, and the Spartans are looking to defeat the Wolfpack for the first time in 2 years. Now Nevada is coming off their late night Saturday night loss to San Diego State on Saturday. They're coming in at 2-6, and the Wolfpack are looking to rebound and bounce back on the road. Now on the other side, you have the San Jose State Spartans, which their game against New Mexico State was postponed because there was a death by a student there, so the game was postponed and is going to be played later this year. The Spartans are coming in at 4-2, and the Spartans are looking to get it done here at home. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the San Jose State Spartans to get it done here at home and defeat the Nevada Wolfpack. And now next matchup, it is another Mountain West Conference West rivalry showdown between the San Diego State Aztecs heading to Bulldog Stadium in my city, Fresno, California, to face my city's Fresno State Bulldogs. Now this is the 61st meeting between San Diego State and Fresno State. San Diego State leads the old-time series 30-26-4. Now the Bulldogs won last year's meeting over the Aztecs with the score of 30-20, and the Aztecs are looking to defeat the Bulldogs for the first time since 2019. Now San Diego State's coming up their late night Saturday night victory over Nevada on Saturday. They're coming in at 4-3, and the Aztecs are looking to get it done here on the road. The other side, you have the Fresno State Bulldogs coming off their big victory on Saturday over New Mexico, and Jed Tedford and the Bulldogs are looking to continue winning ways and get back to 500 with a victory. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Jed Tedford's Fresno State Bulldogs to get it done at home and get back to 500 and defeat the San Diego State Aztecs. Go Dogs! And now next matchup, it is a MAC East rivalry showdown between the Miami of Ohio Redhawks heading to Akron, Ohio to face the Akron Zips. Now this is the 32nd meeting between Miami of Ohio and Akron. Miami of Ohio leads the all-time series 21-9-1. Now the Redhawks have won the last 5 meetings over the Zips, dating all the way back to 2017, and the Zips are looking to finally defeat the Redhawks for the first time since 2016. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the MAC Conference. Miami of Ohio is coming off their victory over Western Michigan on Saturday, coming in at 3-5, and Akron's coming off their loss to Kent State on Saturday, coming in at a rough 1-7. So, coming from me in this MAC East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Miami of Ohio Redhawks to get it done on the road and defeat the Akron Zips. And now next matchup, it is a Big Ten West rivalry showdown between the Northwestern Wildcats heading to Iowa City to face the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now this is the 84th meeting between Northwestern and Iowa. Iowa leads the all-time series 52-28-3. Now the Hawkeyes won last year's meeting over the Wildcats, and the Wildcats are looking to defeat the Hawkeyes for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming out very rough Week 8s in the Big Ten Conference. Northwestern's coming off the loss to Maryland on Saturday, coming in at 1-6, and Iowa's coming off their beatdown loss to Ohio State on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this Big Ten West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with the Hawkeyes of Iowa to get it done at home and defeat the Northwestern Wildcats. And now next matchup, it is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Missouri Tigers heading to Columbia, South Carolina to face the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now this is the 13th meeting between Missouri and South Carolina. Missouri leads the all-time series 7-5. Now the Tigers have won the last 3 meetings over the Gamecocks, and the Gamecocks are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming off very good Week 8s in the SEC. Missouri's coming off their victory over Vandy on Saturday, coming in at 3-4, and South Carolina's coming off their big victory over Texas A&M on Saturday, coming in at 4-2. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Spencer Rattler and the South Carolina Gamecocks to get it done at home and defeat the Missouri Tigers. Gamecocks! And now next matchup, it is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the USC Trojans heading to Tucson, Arizona to face the Arizona Wildcats. Now this is the 45th meeting between USC and Arizona. USC leads the all-time series, folks, 36-8. Now the Trojans have won the last 9 meetings over the Wildcats, dating all the way back to 2013, and the Wildcats are looking to finally defeat the Trojans for the first time since 2012. Now both teams are coming off their bye week. USC is coming in at 6-1, and Arizona is coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley, and the USC Trojans to get it done on the road and defeat the Arizona Wildcats in a potential blowout. And now next matchup, it is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Pittsburgh Panthers heading to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to face the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now this is the 16th meeting between Pitt and North Carolina. North Carolina leads the all-time series 10-5. Now the Panthers have won the last 2 meetings over the Tar Heels back in 2019 and last year, and the Tar Heels are looking to defeat the Panthers for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming off very different Week 8s. Pittsburgh is coming off their loss on Saturday night to Louisville. They're coming in at 4-2, and North Carolina is coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 6-1. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Mack Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels to get it done at home and defeat the Pittsburgh Panthers in a close offensive shootout. And now the next matchup, it is another ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Miami Hurricanes heading to Charlottesville, Virginia to face the Virginia Cavaliers. Now this is the 20th meeting between Miami and Florida. The U leads the old-time series 11-8. Now the Cavaliers won last year's meeting over the Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes are looking to defeat the Cavaliers for the first time in 2 years. Now Miami's coming off their loss on Saturday to Duke, and the U is looking to rebound and bounce back on the road and get back to 500. They're excited of the Virginia Cavaliers coming off their victory on Thursday night over Georgia Tech, and Brendan Armstrong and the Cavaliers are looking to get it done at home and also get back to 500. So coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between these 2, 3, and 4 squads looking to get back to 500, Tyler Van Dyke versus Brendan Armstrong. This one should be good. But coming from me, I am going to go with Brendan Armstrong and the Virginia Cavaliers to get it done at home and get back to 500 and defeat the Miami Hurricanes in a close one. And now the next matchup, another matchup in the ACC coming out of the ACC Atlantic between the Wake Forest Demon Deacons heading to Louisville, Kentucky to face the Louisville Cardinals. Now this is the 10th meeting between Wake Forest and Louisville. Louisville leads the all-time series 6-3. Now the Demon Deacons won last year's meeting over the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are looking to defeat the Demon Deacs for the first time in 2 years. Now both teams are coming off very good Week 8s in the ACC Conference. Wake Forest is coming off their beatdown victory over Boston College, coming in at 6-1, and Louisville is coming off their victory over Pitt on Saturday night, coming in at 3-3. So coming from me in this ACC Atlantic rivalry showdown, this one should be good. You got Sam Hartman for Wake Forest versus Malik Cunningham for Louisville. This one's going to be a great matchup. But coming from me, I am going to go with Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons to get it done on the road and defeat the Louisville Cardinals in a quarterback shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Oklahoma State Cowboys heading to Manhattan, Kansas to face the Kansas State Wildcats. Now this is the 69th meeting between Oklahoma State and Kansas State. Oklahoma State leads the old-time series 42-26. Now the Cowboys have won the last 3 meetings over the Wildcats, and the Wildcats are looking to defeat the Cowboys for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming out very different Week 8s in the Big 12 Conference. Oklahoma State's coming off their big victory over Texas on Saturday, coming in at 6-1, and Kansas State's coming off their loss to undefeated TCU on Saturday, coming in at 5-2. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, this one should be good. Spencer Sanders, or Mike Gundy's boy, his son, playing quarterback versus Adrian Martinez. This one's going to be good. But coming from me, I'm going to go with Spencer Sanders, Mike Gundy, and the Oklahoma State Cowboys to get it done on the road and defeat the Kansas State Wildcats in a shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Stanford Cardinal heading to Pasadena, California to face the UCLA Bruins. Now this is the 94th meeting between Stanford and UCLA. UCLA leads the all-time series 47-43-3. Now the Bruins won last year's meeting over the Cardinal, and the Cardinal are looking to defeat the Bruins for the first time since 2020. Now both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the Pac-12 Conference. Stanford's coming off their victory over Arizona State on Saturday, coming in at 3-4, and UCLA suffered their first loss of the season, losing to Oregon on Saturday, coming in at 6-1. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, man, Chip Kelly just cannot beat his former team. He got smoked by Oregon on Saturday. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR, Chip Kelly, and the UCLA Bruins to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Stanford Cardinal. And now next matchup, it is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the undefeated TCU Horned Frogs heading to Morgantown, West Virginia to face the West Virginia Mountaineers. Now this is the 12th meeting between TCU and West Virginia. West Virginia leads the old-time series 7-4. Now the Mountaineers have won the last 4 meetings over the Horned Frogs dating all the way back to 2018, and the Horned Frogs are looking to finally defeat the Mountaineers for the first time since 2017. Now both teams are coming out very different Week 8s in the Big 12 Conference. TCU's coming off their victory on Saturday over Kansas State, coming in undefeated in the Big 12 Conference at 7-0, and West Virginia's coming off their loss to Texas Tech on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, is TCU on upset alert this week? They may be, but I don't think it's going to happen. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Max Duggan and the undefeated TCU Horned Frogs to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the West Virginia Mountaineers in a close shootout. And now next matchup, it is an ACC rivalry showdown between the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets heading to Tallahassee, Florida to face the Florida State Seminoles. Now this is the 27th meeting between Georgia Tech and Florida State. Florida State leads the old-time series 14-11-1. Now the Yellow Jackets have won the last 2 meetings over the Seminoles, and the Seminoles are looking to defeat the Yellow Jackets for the first time since 2014. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8, Georgia Tech is coming off their loss to Virginia on Saturday, coming in at 3-4, and Florida State's coming off their bye week, coming in at 4-3. So coming from me in this ACC rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Jordan Travis and the Florida State Seminoles to get back on track and get it done at home and defeat the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Oregon Ducks heading to Berkeley, California to face the Cal Golden Bears. Now this is the 86th meeting between Oregon and Cal. Cal leads the old-time series 42-41-2. Now the Duckies won last year's meeting over the Golden Bears, and the Golden Bears are looking to defeat the Duckies for the first time in 2 years. Now Oregon's coming off their huge statement victory at home on Saturday, defeating UCLA, and Bo Nix had one hell of a game. And I know my good friend, the Gamer's Goon, who is a die-hard Oregon Ducks fan, is happy to see his Ducks get it done against the then undefeated UCLA Bruins, and Bo Nix and the Ducks are looking to continue winning ways and get it done here on the road. There's idea of the Cal Golden Bears coming off their loss on late Saturday night to Washington. They're coming in at 3-4, and the Golden Bears are looking to pull off a huge upset at home. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Bo Nix, and because Bo knows, and Gamers Goons Oregon Ducks to get it done on the road and defeat the Cal Golden Bears. Quack, quack. And now next matchup, it is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Arkansas Razorbacks heading to Jordan-Hare to face the Auburn Tigers. Now this is the 32nd meeting between Arkansas and Auburn. Auburn leads the all-time series 19-11-1. Now the Tigers have won the last 6 meetings over the Hogs dating all the way back to 2016, and the Hogs are looking to finally defeat the Tigers for the first time since 2015. Now both teams are coming off their bye week. Arkansas is coming in at 4-3, and Auburn's coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with KJ Jefferson and the Arkansas Razorbacks to get it done on the road and defeat the Auburn Tigers. Sweet! And now next matchup between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish heading to Syracuse, New York to face the Syracuse Orangemen. Now this is the 11th meeting between Notre Dame and Syracuse. The Fighting Irish lead the old-time series 7-3. Now the Fighting Irish have won the last 4 meetings over the Orangemen, and the Orangemen are looking to finally defeat the Irish for the first time, folks, since 2008, 14 years ago. Same year the Phillies won the World Series. Now Notre Dame's coming off their victory over UNLV on Saturday, coming in at 4-3, and the Irish are looking to continue winning ways with a victory on the road. There is idea of the Syracuse Orangemen coming off their heartbreaking loss to Clemson on Saturday, coming in at 6-1, and the Orangemen are looking to rebound and bounce back at home. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the Orangemen of Syracuse to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in a close shootout. And now next matchup, it is a Mountain West Conference Mountain rivalry showdown between the Colorado State Rams heading to the Smurf Turf in Boise, Idaho to face my Boise State Broncos. Now this is the 12th meeting between Colorado State and Boise State. My Broncos have won the last 11 meetings over the Rams dating all the way back to 2011. So my Broncos have owned this rivalry for 11 years. Now both teams are coming out very good week 8 in the Mountain West Conference. Colorado State's coming out their victory over Hawaii on Saturday, coming in at 2-5. And my Broncos are coming off their big victory over the Air Force Academy on Saturday, coming in at 5-2 with a victory to become bowl eligible. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown, the Broncos are going to make it 12 meetings in a row. So I am going to go with my Boise State Broncos to get it done at home and become bowl eligible and defeat the Colorado State Rams. And now next matchup, it is a huge American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, one of the big games in Week 9 of the college football season between the Cincinnati Bearcats heading to Orlando to face the Central Florida Knights. Now this is the 8th meeting between Cincinnati and UCF. Cincinnati leads the all-time series 4-3. Now the Bearcats have won the last 3 meetings over the Knights dating all the way back to 2019, and the Knights are looking to finally defeat the Bearcats for the first time since 2018. Now both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the American Athletic Conference. Cincinnati's coming off their very close victory over SMU on Saturday, coming in at 6-1, and UCF is coming off their surprising loss to East Carolina on Saturday, coming in at 5-2. So coming from me in this huge American Athletic Conference rivalry showdown, one of the big games in Week 9 of the college football season. If only UCF beat East Carolina on Saturday, this game could be where College Game Day is going to be at this Saturday, but we do not know where College Game Day is going to be at. But Lee Corso kind of said if UCF would have won, Game Day would have been in Orlando, but they didn't. So coming from me, I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bearcats to get it done on the road and defeat the UCF Knights in a shootout. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Ole Miss Rebels heading to College Station, Texas to face the Texas A&M Aggies. Now this is the 12th meeting between Ole Miss and Texas A&M. Texas A&M leads the old-time series 9-2. Now the Rebels won last year's meeting over the Aggies, and the Aggies are looking to defeat the Rebels for the first time since 2019. Now both teams are coming out very rough Week 8 in the SEC. Ole Miss is coming off their first loss of the season, getting smoked by LSU, coming in at 7-1, and Texas A&M is coming off their loss to South Carolina on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, if Jimbo Fisher wants to save his job at Texas A&M, he has got to win this game because they are struggling, and I would not be shocked if the Aggies don't make a bowl this year or become bowl eligible. Jimbo Fisher is on his way out. So coming from me, I'm going to go with the Aggies of Texas A&M, home of the 12, to get it rebound and bounce back at home and get back to 500 and defeat the Ole Miss Rebels in a slight upset. And now next matchup. It is a huge Big Ten East rivalry showdown, and it's the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy between the Michigan State Spartans heading to Ann Arbor to face the undefeated Michigan Wolverines. Now this is the 115th meeting between Michigan State and Michigan. Michigan leads the all-time series 72, 37, and 5. Now, Sparty has won the last 2 meetings over the Wolverines back in 2020 and last year, and the Wolverines are looking to finally defeat Sparty for the first time since 2019. Now, both teams are coming off their bye week. Michigan State's coming in at 3-4, and Michigan's coming in undefeated at 7-0. So, coming from me in this Big Ten East rivalry showdown and the battle for Paul Bunyan's trophy, ooh, this one's going to be good. But coming from me, I'm going to go with J.J. McCarthy, Jim Harbaugh, and the undefeated Michigan Wolverines to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Michigan State Spartans in a potential blowout. And now next matchup. It is a Big Ten West rivalry showdown between the Illinois Fighting Illini heading to Lincoln, Nebraska to face the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now this is the 20th meeting between Illinois and Nebraska. Nebraska leads the old-time series 13-5-1. Now the Illini have won the last 2 meetings over the Cornhuskers back in 2020 and last year, and the Cornhuskers are looking to finally defeat the Illini for the first time since 2019. Now Illinois is coming in red hot right now. Brett Bielema has done a fantastic job in Champlain. They're coming in at 6-1, coming off their bye. And I know my good friend Gamers Goon, who is a die-hard Fighting Illini fan, is happy to see his team in first place in the Big Ten West. And you got to say it, Tommy DeVito, a.k.a. Tommy D, baby, has been almost a gift to the Fighting Illini because his game has been amazing playing as the starting quarterback for Illinois. And the Fighting Illini are looking to continue this amazing year that they're having and get it done on the road. There's how you have the Nebraska Cornhuskers coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 3-4, and the Cornhuskers are looking to play spoiler and get it done at home and get back to 500. So coming from me in this Big Ten West rivalry showdown, I am going to go with Tommy DeVito, a.k.a. Tommy D, baby, and the Fighting Illini of Illinois to get it done on the road and defeat the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Fight, Illini, fight. And now next matchup. It is a massive Big Ten East rivalry showdown, one of the big games in Week 9 of the college football season between the undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes heading to Happy Valley to face the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now this is the 38th meeting between Ohio State and Penn State. Ohio State leads the old-time series 22-14. Now the Buckeyes have won the last 5 meetings over the Nittany Lions dating all the way back to 2017, and the Nittany Lions are looking to finally defeat the Buckeyes for the first time since 2016. Now both teams are coming off very good Week 8s in the Big Ten Conference. Ohio State's coming off their victory on Saturday over Iowa, coming in undefeated at 7-0, and Penn State's coming off their big victory at home over Minnesota on Saturday, coming in at 6-1. So coming from me in this colossal Big Ten East rivalry showdown, one of the big games in Week 9 of the college football season, This one should be good. You got C.J. Stroud, who I think is going to win the Heisman this year. He is just having a year, versus Sean Clifford. This one's going to be a good one in the Big Ten East. But coming from me, like I said, I think Ohio State's biggest threat in the Big Ten is Michigan, and I don't think they're going to lose anytime soon. So I am going to go with C.J. Stroud, my pick to win the Heisman this year, and the Ohio State Buckeyes to get it done on the road and remain undefeated, and defeat the Penn State Nittany Lions in a close shootout. OHIO. And now next matchup, it is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Kentucky Wildcats heading to old Rocky Top Knoxville, Tennessee to face the undefeated Tennessee Volunteers. Now this is the 118th meeting between Kentucky and Tennessee. Tennessee leads the old-time series 82, 26, and 9. Now the Volunteers won last year's meeting over the Wildcats with a score of 45-42, and the Wildcats are looking to defeat the Volunteers for the first time in 2 years. Now Kentucky's coming off their bye week. They're coming in at 5-2, and Will Levis, Mark Stoops, and the Wildcats are looking to get it done on the road and knock off the undefeated Volunteers. There is the idea of the undefeated Tennessee Volunteers coming off their victory over a very much cupcake opponent, University of Tennessee Martin Skyhawks on Saturday. They're coming in undefeated at 7-0, and who would have thought? Coming into week 9 of the college football season, the Tennessee Volunteers are still undefeated. After that amazing game last week against Alabama, this Volunteers team is the real deal. And Hendon Hooker and the Vols are looking to continue winning ways and remain undefeated and get it done at home. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, this one's going to be fun. Will Levis for Kentucky versus Professor Hendon Hooker for the undefeated Volunteers. This one's going to be a great quarterback showdown in the SEC East. But coming from me, I am going to go with Professor Hendon Hooker and old Rocky Top, the undefeated Tennessee Volunteers, to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Kentucky Wildcats in a banger. And now the final 2 matchups in Week 9, starting off with a Big 12 rivalry showdown between my Oklahoma Sooners heading to Ames, Iowa to face the Iowa State Cyclones. Now this is the 88th meeting between Oklahoma and Iowa State. Oklahoma leads the old-time series, folks, 78-7-2. Now, the Sooners have won the last 2 meetings over the Cyclones dating back to 2020 and last year. And the Cyclones are looking to defeat my Sooners for the first time since October 3rd of 2020. Now, both teams are coming off their bye week. My Sooners are coming off. Our Sooners are coming in at 4-3, and the Cyclones are coming in at 3-4. So, coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, this one's a tough one because Iowa State's always tricky when it plays my Sooners. But coming from me, I am going to go with Dylan Gabriel, Brent Venables, and my Oklahoma Sooners to get it done on the road and defeat the Iowa State Cyclones. Boomer Sooner. And now the final matchup in Week 9, it is a huge SEC East rivalry showdown, and it's the battle for the Okefenokee Ore between the Florida Gators heading to Jacksonville. This game will be played in Jacksonville, and they'll be facing the reigning national champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, this is the 101st meeting between Florida and Georgia. Georgia leads the all-time series 54-44-2. Now, Georgia won the last meeting last year with a score of 34-7, and the Gators are looking to defeat the Bulldogs for the first time in 2 years. Now, this game will be played in Jacksonville, so it's pretty much a home game for the Florida Gators. Now, both teams are coming off their bye week. Florida's coming in at 4-3, and Georgia's coming in undefeated at 7-0 and the #1 team in the nation. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown in the battle for the Okefenokee Ore in Jacksonville, Florida, this one should be a good quarterback showdown. Anthony Richardson versus Stetson Bennett. This one should be good in the SEC East. But coming from me, I am going to go with the #1 team in the nation, Stetson Bennett and the Georgia Bulldogs, to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Florida Gators. And those are my Week 9 college football predictions. I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below. Who do you see winning in Week number 9 of the college football season? Do you see any upsets happening? And let me know. Who do you think is having the most surprising season this year? For me, it's got to be the Tennessee Volunteers in the SEC. I don't think anybody saw Tennessee even staying undefeated for this long. But let me know what you guys think. And as always, represent your college football teams in the comment section. Even if they're having a rough year or they're having an amazing year, still represent them. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you because comments and your opinions are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today again. Thank you guys so very much for all the support. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. that subscribe button to become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We are getting dangerously close to 1,100 subscribers on the channel, guys. So again, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, what are you guys waiting for? If you're a fan of professional wrestling, when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, the WWE and Ring of Honor, and you're a fan of professional sports when it comes to the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, the NFL, and college football, super kick that subscribe button, folks. It's free and you become part of this bigger, dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys later today for my Week 8 NFL predictions, and hopefully this upcoming week, my official 2022 World Series prediction. Later days, guys, and as always, stay dangerous and peace.